Hello everyone and welcome back to Cosmoteer. Now, we rejoined the Avorion and the model... No, actually, we've got a new name. I didn't forget. Let's go ahead and set you up with your true name. And I actually was quite pleased that this suggestion was the one that Chaotically picked, for it is keeping things in theme. And we are going to be naming this ship the Excalibur. There we are. Fantastic. So, there have been a few changes since the last time I played Cosmoteer, and one of the big changes is, in fact, the way that jump fuel is used, how much it costs, so on and so forth. So I'm pretty happy with that, actually. We should have a much easier time of things. Actually, you know what, Avorion, I think I need to turn this around. So, let's go ahead and, oh, well, we're not going to be able to do it because I don't have enough money. Drat, down and blast. Okay, well, that's fine. I do need to turn that around, though, so you stop trying to fly backwards when I tell you to jump. Right, if you could both hit this target, but generally, just kind of get a little bit closer. Just a little bit closer. Stop about there, please, just before it sees you. Okay, you can start advancing, and just after you pass, I'm going to have the Avorion race past you and go and engage. There we go. Let's get both of you into this. Now, I've noticed that the sounds are a little bit crisper now as well. Right, let's have a look at you. The Y Scout. There are a couple of new ship types that we may be seeing. Avorion, how about you go for this? And honestly, Excalibur, well, you just hit whatever you can, whenever you can. Let's slow things down just a little bit. And the Avorion is probably going to rip through this ship fairly quickly with its gigantic cannons. The Excalibur is just going to add insult to injury there. You're still going? Oh, my lord. I was a little bit concerned there that you weren't already dead. Right, let's head on down. Now, the Excalibur is going to take an age to get down there, frankly. But also, there's been a bit of a tweak to how much jump fuel you tend to get now from ships, which will make it a little bit easier to maintain a fleet. Because honestly, I was getting very dissatisfied with just how much it was costing to run a fleet of starships. I didn't really think it was sustainable in the long run. Also, the electro bolts, whilst they cost less to run, they also do a little bit less damage again, which honestly I'm not sure how much of an effect that's actually going to have, because they don't really do much damage. They're more energy draining weapons than anything else. And in come the missiles. Glorious. Just flying around. Oh, it's got some point defense. Never mind, missiles wasted. The missiles still kept going, which was kind of cool. Alright, let's head on over here. It shouldn't take us too much to wipe everything out, and then we can make a couple of mild adjustments and see how much the jump fuel change has affected things. You're probably just going to be able to burrow through there. Yeah. And finally up here as well. What I really need to do is get Excalibur moving a little bit better. Honestly, I would like it if Excalibur could... oh dear. Excalibur, that was super dangerous for you. Those missiles, they don't care about you. But there we go. We've managed to get through a little bit. We've got a tiny bit to repair. That's fine. Okay, so first and foremost in this episode, let's just fix this silly cockpit. It is an annoyance and it needs to be fixed. Where am I going to find the cockpit at? There we are. Control room. Boom. There we go. Facing the right way. Everything is good from now on. Make it so. There we are. Now... as for you, is that not repaired, really? Why not? Oh no, that's a part of another ship. Never mind, all is well. Right, well, let's have a look. How much is it going to cost us to make a jump? It would cost us for... only the Excalibur will take only 19, but we don't want only the Excalibur. Let's actually see if we can grab both of you. This actually might be really cheap now. Wow, really? I'm actually surprised by this. We can quite happily move around. You know what? Sure, let's head over there. And we'll watch both ships turn and face their targets. Now, the next ship that I would really like to work on is going to be a laser ship. And I've already got kind of a couple of ideas for the design that I want there. Wow, they make so much noise. It's going to take them a little while to charge up. And we are almost ready to go. Come on, just the last little bit needs to be loaded in. There we go. Let's go. and slay some scallywags in high speed, because really, I just want some money. Once I've got a little bit of money, we can work a little bit more on Excalibur, because, again, Excalibur really needs some help in the getting to the fight department. At least when Avorion is so effective at destroying everything. Let's get over there. But yes, a new ship would be quite fun, I think. And again, specifically making a laser ship would be quite nice. But I'm thinking going straight for the larger lasers and really starting to tear things apart. There we go. One thing I like about the missiles when they're launched from the side is they tend to slip by the target and then swing back around to take out the engines, which is actually really effective. It really, really does help. Please don't hit the Avorion. Thank you. Right, okay, so there we go. We have done all we need to do. We've got a fair old bit of cash. Let's check how much it's going to cost for our next jump, which will be all the way down here. Okay, so just taking the Excalibur is going to cost everyone. I'm fairly certain that it won't cost us too much to do that. So, with the Excalibur selected, let's go ahead and add some more things. Now, the first thing that I would really like to add is some... yeah, I'm thinking we probably want a little bit more turning capacity right now. We also definitely need a little bit more thrust. But, I mean, if we went for missiles, we could get the factory set up down the bottom. And that is grand, certainly. But, and there is a but, we're going to need another missile launch facility here. This is already 31 grand to do. But okay, if we pop that there, we're up to 50. And we'd want storage for the missiles about there. Okay, we're up to 58. That's actually not terribly bad. That's not nearly as bad as I was expecting, to be perfectly honest. Let's go ahead and run this down and then run these up. There we go. I actually want to replace these because I want people to be able to come out of the doors and go to wherever they need to go. I know it does make it less and less efficient, but still it is helping a little bit as it is. We want to continue with the armor design that we've got over here. So something along the lines of this. And then we get a little bit of thrust there as well, just to help out in repositioning the craft should there be a need. Now we're up to 61,000. We are actually nowhere near enough crew for what we're trying to do. So I'm thinking we probably want a couple of extra crew quarters down here, and at this point let's start actually building out some areas back here for the thrusters. Let's not quite go that aggressively though. Let's do something like this, and then if we have this, maybe not quite there yet. Let's have that, and then this. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere, because we can then go on to add even more thrusters, which personally I think is a really good idea. This will give us a little bit more oomph, a little bit more of an ability to get to the fight, but we definitely still want a lot more overall capacity for moving around. I would go as far as to say we want another thruster there. We're really starting to push the limit now on the amount of money. Can we afford to place down? No, we cannot. Okay, so that's fine. We'll make this, and this is actually it's gonna double the destructive capabilities of the Excalibur at the very least. Now, one thing I haven't checked, yeah, we're still 100% efficient with jump drive, so that's fine. Let's go ahead and pick our next target then. So we're going to be jumping all the way down here for only 77 jump fuel. I'm really happy with that tweak there. That has made the fleets sustainable at this point. I was really, really tempted to go back to having just one gigantic ship. And it's just not as fun, in my opinion, because you lack the sort of, whilst that one ship will have tactical flexibility, perhaps, you can still only attack from one direction, unless, you know, missiles that like to go around targets and attack from behind notwithstanding. Right, let's get in nice and close and we'll see how this goes. There we are, off we go, fantastic. And they actually managed to keep good pace. Actually, wow, the Excalibur is really sped up. Okay, Excalibur is really desperately going to need a way to break. Oh my lord. Right, okay, so Avalon, go ahead and attack there. Can I just from here select the Excalibur? I cannot. That is a massive pain. You know what, Excalibur, just go for the bridge if you would be so kind. Let's get in there. Oh, I love the sound of the cannons. It's very satisfying. Very satisfying. Why are you aiming so poorly? You were on target before. Ah, my lord. Okay, that's gonna hurt enormously. Ouch. We are all bumping into the wrong place. Never mind. The missiles did the work. Wow. Excalibur. So brutal. So very, very brutal. Okay, you're just going to drift. Yeah, we really need to sort out Excalibur a little bit. Let's get over there, please, Avalon, while I work on Excalibur. Right, okay, so we've got more than enough thrust to get where we want to go. I would like a little bit of extra armor on the outside around here. And maybe even some more thrusters, frankly. In fact, can we do something like this instead? We might be able to, you know. Let's go ahead. We could have. No, I think the little thrusters are fine for the most part. Though that does necessitate some changes in this design because it's going to look odd otherwise. So we want something like this there, and then over here. There we go. So we've got a I'm not liking how fragile this little connection here looks now. So perhaps what we could do instead is build this up, maybe something like that. Yeah, that looks a little bit better now, actually. Yeah, I like that. In fact, we could go all the way and pop down an emergency fire extinguisher area there. Yes, I like that quite a lot. Now then, that is going to cost 9 grand. We've only got 22, so that's fine. Make it so. Thank you. And let's get on to the next location. I'm going to need to give the Excalibur some breaks. Really, really badly going to need to do that. In fact, Excalibur, you just hold tight about there, please. We'll just move in as a group. There we go, and then Excalibur can carry on. Excalibur is already decelerating because it needs to start slowing down so much earlier. Otherwise, bad things. All right, go ahead, and let's see. Excalibur, if you go for this one, right there, and just go ahead and get a little bit closer, that's fine. And Avalon, if you go in there, that would be great as well. Just go ahead, just get a little bit closer, because they're going to approach us as well. There we go, that is fine. Try and block the attack on Excalibur there, if you can, please. That's fine, I suppose, but I'm not really liking that they're now basically attacking Excalibur unchecked. Never mind, it didn't really work out for them anyway, but still, not a great fan of that. Let's give Excalibur a slight delay in issuing the order to attack, and of course, repair everything we can. There we go. Excalibur's really starting to blossom into quite a fine combat vessel, in my opinion. Let's slow things down and just watch as this ship gets utterly wrecked. There we go. The shields will fail in just a moment. That's actually a lot of counterfire. Why are you so bad at aiming? I just don't understand. How could you be this bad? Never mind. Occasionally you do actually hit something, and it's glorious when you do, because it absolutely destroys things and starts fires, which is the best part, frankly. And here come all of the missiles. That must just be a terrible thing to notice happening on your radar. Trying to spin around, protecting. Well, you can't really protect your thrusters. You can just spin madly, and just hope for the best. Try and confuse the missiles. Probably the only thing that you could possibly do to try and save yourself at this point. And even that is not going to be particularly effective. Ouch! 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 Why? You scallywag! Have we got a fire on the ship? No, we don't. Thank goodness. You just don't expect it from the Avalon. Never mind. We forgive you, I'm sure. There we go. This is actually taking a long time to take this ship out. I'm actually a little bit surprised. And it's occasionally taking a pot shot. You know what? I admire that. Plucky. That's what I felt that was. Plucky. That never give up attitude. Well done. And Excalibur, you can now start making your approach. Right, are we going to put anything else on the Excalibur other than missiles? No, I don't think so. I could, but then I'd be kind of going against the way I wanted to design this fleet. And that is to have each ship have a very specific role in the fleet. So the Avalon is our cannoneer, the Excalibur is our long-range missiles, and eventually, whatever we name the third ship will be our laser ship. And I'll probably just expand each ship. I will end up with 3 very large vessels, I imagine. Either that, or I'll make specific support vessels. Like the Avalon will have like support cannon little fighters or something. Something nice and cheerful. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, Avalon! Ah! Excalibur, you really do need to learn to play nice. Oh dear. No, not. Oh, what are those missiles trying to do? Oh, I see. That makes a little bit more sense now. Right, we've got 216 jump fuel, which is actually quite awesome, and also 77,000 cash, which again, pretty awesome if you ask me. Now, the next thing for us, I think, is definitely going to be more missiles being produced. More missiles all the time. There we go. So that's already put us down to 30 grand. It's pretty expensive to have these things built. We're currently launching quite a lot from the side. But at this point, I'm actually thinking that we may want to start launching the missiles forward instead. So we're going to pop in a couple of these right there. Now, I know, obviously, you know, people aren't necessarily going to be the happiest with missiles being carted through their rooms. I do appreciate your concern. However, well, actually, you know what? I won't be a jerk. I think it's important that we not be jerks, and instead we will place your crew quarters over here. Can't say fairer than that, frankly. We'll remove this, and instead we're going to have another missile storage. There we go. Now that is actually pretty awesome. I think we're going to get a lot of use out of that. And at this point, we can drop down the walkways there quite nicely. Okay, that's 53,000. Now, what I'm thinking is we can have a couple of chained shields going up with a few forward-facing missile tubes, and I think that would actually be pretty useful. Let's go ahead and place down a fire extinguisher, though. We'll place it there. And we'll get rid of this as a result. There we go. So there is some fire extinguisher capability back there. And also I would like to armor around this area. We're probably going to expand it out a little bit more, though, I'll be honest. So we don't want to do too much around here. We're definitely... Well, actually, let's go ahead and make this a little bit more... we'll place this one there. Yeah, we may actually have... some access out here because we could have a few things, namely the ability to turn. That would be quite nice. In fact, let's go ahead and add this in. I think that is a particularly good idea. Let's get rid of you if I can. Well, we're up to 65,000. That's not too terrible. Let's place these down. And, of course, just add a little bit of armor there. Now, yeah, I think having 2 missile or even 3 missile pods facing forward and then just staggered shields moving up to protect those missile pods would be good. Oh, we can actually get away with 2 specifically. Yeah, I think we probably will. But we're going to need quite a lot of shielding around here, and that's also going to necessitate having a better reactor. That is definitely something we're starting to see the need for. But okay, let's make this so and get the extra crew in there, and it'll be grand. Let's let you get everything loaded up. Now, these are just going to be storage for a long while. But that seems fair to me because we don't actually have the... we're not going to have the missile production as close to these missile launches as we have on the sides here. So that seems reasonable for the time being. There we go. Everything is set and glorious. Right, it's time for us to go and find our next enemy. And once again, we're going to go for professional enemies. That was extremely cheap. That was extremely cheap to make that jump. Wow. I think, and I know I'm going to kick myself for saying this later on when it gets changed, but I actually think that may have been over-tweaked. It's now dirt cheap to jump. And whilst I guess you've got to try and think of, well, what's the thing that you're doing to have fun in this game? Do you really want to be managing the resources of your jump fuel? And I suppose there is something to be said about that. But I don't know. It was good to have a bit of planning involved in jumping. Right, I would like you to go and take out that there, and Excalibur, go ahead and take that there. And between the two of you, you should be able to win this fight fairly quickly, actually. Fairly quickly. Let's let you engage to combat range. And when is the Excalibur going to launch? Oh, you're going straight for the Excalibur. Ooh, I'm a little bit concerned about that. But we have got an awful lot of missiles coming your way now. I'm not sure you've thought this out too well. I think you're going to die horribly as the back end of your ship is utterly destroyed. Also, there's a fire in the missile storage. Where's the nearest fire extinguisher? Please get to that quickly. Chop chop now, lads. This is really important. Put out the fires. Chop chop. There we go. There's a good lad. Oh, my lord. Okay, that's clearly showing me that we've got some issues with where I've got the fire extinguishers. Okay, that's good. That's good. It's helping. We are learning as a result of this. So yeah, we do absolutely need an extra fire extinguisher around here somewhere. What we could do, I suppose, and although this is going to probably irritate the people trying to get a good night's sleep, do that. There we go. That's nice and easy then for people to access. And also, let's get some extra access points in the floor there. That'll make things a little bit easier again. All right, so next up, we want, you know what? I kind of want an extra shield out the side because we are seeing some problems around there. So we'll pop this in. There we go. Fantastic. And we'll probably have a little bit of extra armor there as well. Perfect. We could even afford at this point to have an extra fire extinguisher there. But I think we're going to hold off on that idea for now. I'm actually going to move this. We've got more than enough money to make this change. So let's see it done. I want more reactors. So let's pop these reactors down there. Now they're not buried, which is a concern. You know what? Maybe it's better if we actually have the reactors over there and just have storage here, because reactors are reactive. That makes a bit more sense to me. So yeah, we'll do this. That should, fingers crossed, avoid any truly terrible danger. In fact, we could even go a little step further and pop the extinguisher room there as well. Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense to me. It's way too expensive though, so we're going to need to get a little bit more fighting done before we can finish that off. But the blueprint will be stored, so it should be fine. Ouch. Ouch. Stop banging into each other, you scallywags. There we go. So we'll be able to pop in there and make those changes in just a second. Come on, there's only one reactor we need to destroy. Thankfully they are dodging. That's good. The missiles do understand that these are not their enemies. There we go. We should be able to just cut through there. Perfect. Will you please stop shooting the Avalon? My lord. Right, there we go. Right, let's see if those changes are still saved. They are. Let's make them so. Fantastic. Okay, now we're getting to the point where we're going to start being able to install the missile pods down here, and I think that's going to be grand. Right, we've got 2 more ships to clear out. We've got loads of jump fuel. We're probably not going to have to worry about that ever again, actually. Let's have the Excalibur just hold back a little bit. Let's not jump the gun here and get involved in this fight before we're ready for it. Let's adjust our direction. There we go. Another attack on the Trapper. That should be fine. Excalibur's going to be a little while getting here, though. In fact, I can just click on this. There we go. You just move in and attack. It's fine. There we go. In fact, Excalibur, if you could attack from over here, perhaps. Maybe somewhere like that. That would be good. Lots of those electro bolts. So disarming. So very disarming. Extremely frustrating, in fact. There we go. Missiles. Wait. Poor Avalon. You're just constantly being bullied by your bigger brother. My goodness. Right, so we've got 26k. We should be able to just finish off this area and then just get to work on the Excalibur, adding in more components. I'm really liking the idea of having some layered shields and forward-facing missile launchers. Because right now, a lot of our missiles miss the target in the first volley. They'll go around, and again, it's kind of cool that they attack from behind, but that's not super useful if it means that the enemy get to hit us a bunch of times first. Oh, that was well avoided there. Well done, missiles. Oh, that is just glorious. That is absolutely glorious. Absolutely glorious. Right. Go for that. And Excalibur, try to be away from the enemy because they are shooting. Good. Turning the shields the right way. I approve. Yeah, they're not getting out of this. The missiles are way too effective. Way too effective. They're not getting away. There we go. Perfect. And I don't think we took too much damage there. We might have taken a little bit there. I thought there might have been fires there, but no. What's damaged? Let's actually select both. Repair everything on there, but yeah, the Avalon hasn't actually taken. The Avalon hasn't taken any damage. This is quite nice. All right then. So the layered shields. First and foremost, I would like a little bit more turning capability. So with that said, let's shunt these down a little bit, and we're going to bury in a new engine right there, and it's going to be grand. We're going to place down some armor. There we go. Right, so around here, what we need is, I'm thinking, a little bit of armor going back there. Going to have corridors reaching out to about here. Corridor there as well, actually. And my idea is to have a shield there. Now, that isn't actually too bad for power. I'm not going to have a reactor up this high, but I will have a energy storage here. Let's put that door there instead of here. That seems silly. We'll need a corridor reaching out. And over on this side, we're actually going to... Well, we could connect them, I suppose, if we really wanted to. And we could have, as a result, 3 missile tubes here. But I'm thinking instead, let's go for this there. We'll have 2 of them. Ah, wait. We actually need a corridor running between. Otherwise, they don't get supplied properly. Ah, damn and blast. Oh, okay. We got to do what we got to do. Let's get those down there. And at that point, we can actually have a little bit of extra armor going out here if we really want to. Do we want to do anything like this? No. No, actually we don't. I think that's fine. We can have a spare... oops, that should not have mirror mode on there. We can have a... well, you know what? Let's have 2 doors. This way they can just get everything out, and we can have the fire extinguisher instead back there, since we no longer need to worry about accessibility for these. So the missiles will get loaded up there. We've got a decent chunk of armor right there, so it shouldn't be too bad. We do need extra crew, though, at this point. That is becoming a problem. Where are we going to fit these extra crew? We could push the whole engine section down, but it's going to be really costly to do that. So we're going to need to go and get some more kills, I think. So with that... Oh, we're starting to go on to the difficult opponents now. Oh, well, it had to happen sometime. Let's jump. It's going to cost us 77. Wow, the Excalibur is way too inefficient now. Way too inefficient. Yeah, drat. It's going to be costly, isn't it? Yeah, it's 10 grand and I can't afford it. Okay, well, fair enough. We're not going to be able to do the next jump as efficiently as we've been doing the others. But we can still make it. We've still got enough. So there we go. Got a lot of turning ability now, which I'm happy to see. There we go. Charging up fairly quickly. But we are going to need to bring up a new FTL drive. Probably closer to the front of the ship, I'm thinking. Alright, are we ready to go? Yes, we are. Let's get out there. Now, this is going to be a much more difficult fight for us. These fights are going to be significantly more deadly. So we're going to have to approach them with a little bit more care. So let's go for the isolated one. There we go. Something like that will do. Thank you. Let's get into position, and then we're going to need to very carefully select our targets here, I think. You can move forward just a little bit. Just hold back about there. Wait for Excalibur to arrive, and then we'll move forward. There we go. Good enough. Excalibur, you can move up thereabouts. And we'll see our first target. All right, gunboat. Oh, okay. It's not particularly hard. Well, actually, you have got fairly powerful guns, to be honest with you. Okay. Right. Avalon. Just try and burrow all the way through. Excalibur, that is your target, but I want you to do it from further back. So, let's move slowly here, because this is going to potentially become very dangerous. We don't want this ship... Oh, no. The ship is going straight for Excalibur. Avalon, I need to prevent that from happening, so over there, please. And also Excalibur, back here. Move away from the gunboat that will ruin your day. Wow, we annihilated it. That was not expected. Frankly, not at all expected. Okay, well, I'm happy, I suppose. Right, so with this, I suppose we've got enough storage around here, so we could just put the FTL drive in there, and that should bring us up to 100% again. But we are really, really hurting now for peoples. So with that, let's go ahead, move all of this down. In fact, let's move. Yeah, actually, something. Yeah, I suppose we could have it like that. That should be fine. We can have a little bit more storage for energy so that we don't have to worry about our thrusters down there. Or we can have a new reactor. Honestly, the new reactor seems to make a little bit more sense to me. Let's pop that in. In fact, we now need to change this completely to something more like that. There we go. It's not quite as good looking, but it'll do. And now we definitely need more crew. Yikes, we are actually starting to hurt in the crew department. Now this is going to be way too expensive, so we'll just get you guys, but we still need a lot more crew before we're safe. So hopefully we can get quite a bit of upgrading done in this sector by picking off these guys. Those two together are really worrisome. Very, very worrisome. Okay, let's head down here. Let's try and get in range without the other one joining in, because that's going to be a terrible, terrible mess. Terrible mess, right? You hold back for now, Excalibur. No, they've decided they really just want to destroy you utterly. And they possibly could. Right, Avalon, it has never been more important for you to burrow through and then wipe out. No, come on. I want you to go for these. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And I want you to move down here while you're doing it. Let's slow right down and see this play out, because I'm a little bit concerned that we weren't getting in position fast enough. I am very concerned by this, in fact. I am super duper concerned. Launch the missiles! Oh, great. Missiles straight forward. They should connect and punch through those shields if we're super lucky. Oh, why are you deviating? No, why? Why? We've got pacifist missiles. Why? Oh, useless. Useless. Okay, well, go for the reactors at the back. Stop turning around and just go for the reactors at the back. Avalon, that is going to hurt so much. I hope these missiles do some damage, because otherwise you... Oh, no, the missiles ran out of fuel. Well, that is quite rubbish. Quite rubbish. Avalon, you need to pull right back. That's right. Just keep moving. They're down to the second pair of shields now. Hopefully the first pair will get turned back on in time. Yikes, that hurts. It hurts so terribly bad. Ouch, please stop. Oh no, oh no. Why are you not Oh, that's why you're not reversing, because I never gave you reverse thrusters. My bad. My bad. I'm a bit of a derp. Just keep running. Just outdistance them if you can. Those are going to explode in a moment. Yeah, we're losing thrusters left and right. It's going to be expensive to fix. But thankfully, Excalibur can fire whilst flying away from its opponents, since the missiles will pick their own targets. And we have annihilated this thing. It's quite a large bounty on it as well, 87,000. So probably enough to absorb just a couple of thrusters going up. Still, that was quite frightening, I'll be honest with you. Let's see what we can do. Are those missiles still on course? Yeah, they should. Oh, well, actually, not got as tight a turning circle as I would like. Honestly, oh, there we go. Big chain reaction. There we are, perfect. We should be able to finish you off without too much more trouble. Right, more missiles in the air, or rather in space. And, oh, you've got your point defense there. It's not going to do much. There we go, perfect. It's now in an uncontrolled spin. It can't do anything against the Avalon at this point. Honestly, we've got this. Everyone needs to go for that one reactor now. Fortunately, those missiles had no particular target anymore. Whatever they were aiming for was already gone. There we go. Right, expensive, but we'll see just how expensive. 20 grand. Yeah, okay, that was a little bit more expensive than really we should have allowed to happen, but oh well. Not too much we can do about it now. You know what? I actually think we need to push this back even further. And I know that's going to cost us a lot of money to do, but it's true. We do need to do it. So let's get all of that set up, and we'll put doors in there. So that's going to help out a wee bit with the expense. Given this, though, let's see. We could fit another crew quarters down here and just push the fire extinguishers down a little bit further. Ah, wait. They won't properly fit there. That's fine, though. We've got this. There we go. And get some more crew quarters. There we are. All the crew quarters at the back. Not the best place to be, but it is a place to be, I suppose. You could say that for it. Right, in terms of up here, we're actually going to need more crew quarters up here as well. Unfortunately, you're not going to get much rest in this area. Sorry, everyone. As for on the sides, though, I don't think we're going to be going for much in the way of side thrusters over here. I guess we could have one or two just diddy ones, like here, for example. And then sink in a maneuvering thruster. Something like this would do. Just to give us that little bit of extra turning if we want it. And we do want it. Next, though, we are going to need corridor running all the way up. Again, we're going to want a little bit of... You see, the thing here is I would have liked to have had... these a little bit further over. In fact, we could do that, you know, by doing this. Aha, that does work. It does mean that we have to get rid of this corridor, but that's fine because we've got plenty of armor around here, and that's really what I was aiming for there. I think we'll have one last shield section. Probably somewhere just up above. In fact, we could have another shield down here if we really wanted to. Ah, you know what? That's actually quite a nice idea. Yeah, sure. We'll pop that in. And given that, our FTL efficiency is still at 100%, so we could go ahead and just pop in a charge there, just to keep that shield running at maximum. I like it. And so pop an extra bunch of bunks there. Now we really need to start looking into the reverse thrust. In fact, we probably need to get rid of that in favor of some reverse thrust. Certainly, I think we've got a lot of shielding at the front and lots of armor to prevent shots just puncturing through if we come up against any enemy that has an awful lot of firepower. So let's do something along these lines. Yeah, that'll do. Get a little bit of extra armor there. Yeah, we're going to do something. We're going to expand this out. We need more reverse thrust, and we need a lot of reverse thrust. So we're going to do this. Get a little bit of armor on the outside, just about there. This is actually getting much too grand. But I've got my idea of where we're going with this. That'll do for now, I suppose. And we can just hire a load of crew. Whoa. Yeah, so we're going to be hiring that load of crew in the future. For now, though, that'll do. And we'll get a little bit of extra reverse thrust on the Excalibur. I think we're probably going to end up having some sort of extended limb out here. This whole section is going to be pushed out a little bit. We're probably going to have an extra shield there for the side, an extra shield for forward as well. But that should set us up quite well, I think. Right, let's head on to the next one. What have we got? Unknown contact, unknown contact. Let's go for the one at the top, I think. Might be a better shot there. And let's get over there. Once we've cleared up this sector, I think we're probably going to be wrapping up the episode. We'll see where the Excalibur is in its renovations at that point. If we're really close to finishing it off, then maybe we'll extend the episode a little bit further. Lightning bug, 50. You're actually not too rough. Just try and burrow through the front, please. And as for the Excalibur, just generally destroy it, but do it from a safe distance. If you would, please. There we go. Just advancing very quickly. It's going to break through those shields very soon. Hopefully we can break through its shields equally quickly. Yes. Wow. Not a very well thought out design. The most obvious place to attack was the weapon system, and right behind it, death. Death, death, and death, and death. Okay, buy as many as you can. There we go. That's probably going to put the Excalibur much closer to being a finished vessel now. It should be able to manage its fights a lot better. Right, get down there then, Avalon. There we are. And what have we got? The Barbarossa, 47k. Okay. Ooh, you've got some nasty weapons on the side. I'd like you to wipe out the side cannons, if you would, please. And you just go straight for the weapons, to the reactors. Just try and burrow your way through. But we're going to be in this fight pretty much right from the start. So let's play this out slowly. At least they're as bad a shot as we are. That's the only saving grace. They're as bad at aiming as we are, by far. No one is good in this game at shooting. Right, oh, it has decided that it would like to go and wipe out the Excalibur. So, given that, wipe out its engines as it flies by, please. And begin. Let's fire all of the guns. All of them. Every single gun. All the time. Not now. Now shoot all the guns. Ah, you suck. Never mind. Hopefully we can just punch through. Destroy the cannons quickly. So many beautiful missiles. We are shooting our own missiles, which is a bit of a pain. Could you possibly turn that way? That would be grand. Thank you. You're not actually a bad ship when it comes to just turning on the spot now. Thanks to the numerous thrusters that we've added. Please don't get hit by the... Ouch. Ouch. It hurts. Really? That's fantastic. There's just one little cannon just sat there. Okay, we should have this at this point. I don't think they're getting out of this one anymore. There we are. And one reactor left to go. Is it going to be the missiles or is it going to be the cannon fire? It's going to be the cannon fire. I honestly couldn't have called that one. Right, okay, so we've got another 48k to play with. Let's just see how much it's going to cost to get to the next area, and if we have enough, yeah, more than enough. We're actually getting to the point where we need to start considering adding more FTL drives just so that we can store more FTL fuel. All right, let's max out our crew and then get back to building. All right, repair all and then build. Okay, so our plan. We need more reverse thrust. This has been a constant woe. We are going to want more crew as well. There. Should we go all in on that? I don't think we should. Instead, let's move the crew across like this instead. Let's change these around a little bit. Something like this. There we go. So we're going to have plenty of crew. We do need some more storage, though. I'm a little bit wary of putting a reactor that far forward. So perhaps if we put a reactor here. Oh, that's going to be so much better. And then we can have an energy storage up top. It'll work, I think. We can also, we're getting close to our limit on cash now though, and these areas are now extremely vulnerable. Not a big fan. Not a big fan of this. Let's just pop these down, just armor that up a tiny little bit. It'll have to do for now. But we can sink in an extra. Oh, we can't. Okay, undo it then. And also undo that, I suppose, you scallywag. Yeah, that means we need to get rid of that as well. Okay, well, that's not an ideal situation, but I'm hoping it'll work. In fact, let's move that across. We'll just have that one there instead, and we'll allow a door there. This way we can have a second storage right there. Not super keen of this area back here, though. I might need to move that around. In fact, we'll probably have to pull this thruster out and expand out the armor a little bit more as well. But okay, I really do feel that the Excalibur has come a long way from its humble beginnings. I wouldn't mind adding maybe a shield section down the bottom here somewhere. Maybe have just an extra side shield. I mean, it would be ideal to have that covered as well, but I think this is working quite well for us at the moment. In total, we have 6 missile bays, 2 of them forward facing, and then 4 out to either side. We could expand on that if we really wanted to. In a pinch, we can expand that quite a lot, in fact. At least another 4 I can see on the sides. But right now, I'm pretty happy with where we are. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the next area, and that's where we're going to be wrapping up this episode. It's only going to cost us 92 to make the jump as well, which is actually quite nice. The Excalibur is costing an awful lot these days, which is a bit of a pain, but oh well, that's the way it's going to have to be. There we go, and here we are. Okay, let's get something repaired, because something is messed up. There we go. But you don't have 735? What? Yeah, go into debt. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. Look at all of these people just sat there with nothing to do. In the next episode, we are going to continue filling out the Excalibur. We're pretty close to the finished ship, though, at this point, I think. So we're not going to be doing too much more on that. We may do a little bit more on the Avalon, just touch it up a little bit, maybe add a couple more cannons so it's still competitive with the Excalibur, or maybe we'll actually have a sister ship to the Avalon that is exactly the same design. That actually might not be a bad idea, because that would give us an awful lot of firepower that we can project, and those cannons are absolutely deadly. But once we've done that, we'll be beginning on a 3rd ship. So thank you very much for watching the episode. I do hope you enjoyed, and will be joining me for the next. But until then, and as always, from myself, the Avalon, and the Excalibur, do take care.